Let's talk today about how I taught myself quarter after quarter, day after day, week after week, how to make more money online. So, if you're new here, hi, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. I always appreciate all of you who watch this channel. And I just wanted to talk about how I taught myself how to make more sales. Now, I can't just say taught myself. If you watch my videos, you know on almost every video I say how YouTubers helped me. And they did. They don't even know it, but they did. And I'm hoping I can do the same for you or somebody. So, what I constantly do, and I will mention this here and there on videos, but if this is your first video, you've never heard it. And just so you know, my name is Marion, Attire and Beyond. I am a reseller. I'm Poshmark mostly, and I also send into the Real Real. You could see a video on that to hear about my experience. It was a good one. And I just like sharing this information with you. I give tips, tricks, hauls, unboxings, which seem to be the most popular. And if you're interested in any of that, here I am. At the end, if you like this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. So let's talk. So when I first started, I started out of my closet, right? So I had my clothes. I knew what they were. I knew what to talk about. I knew about them. Then I started thrifting because I had a retail store. Not that I started thrifting. I always thrifted, but I didn't thrift to sell. I just always loved getting a bargain, and I would see things, 25% off, then 50% off, then 75% off, then 90% off. And I used to buy things at 90% off, even if I didn't need them. And one day I was like, I love this. I'm always telling everybody to do what they love. Maybe I should sell these things. So it slowly started. And what I learned from YouTubers was everything that I needed to know. Not everything, but many things that I needed to know to get started. Then I learned many things that I needed to know to go on. So I kept following the same people, different people who were now more experienced, always still going back to the same people every now and then. But it kind of progressed for me so that I can watch people where I was and before. So this is how I am growing my business. What I do is I pick something like in the beginning it was clothes, and hold on a second, it's too hot in here. So in the beginning it was clothes. That might be more quiet. And that's what I was selling. So I had to learn about trends. I had to learn about clothing, but I didn't do that from the very beginning. So I wasn't doing very well, and kind of knew why, but everything that I bought was $1, $2, $4, and it was all cheap enough but the dollar ones where I can put them online and they'll sell. And thinking like that made me end up with a lot of clothes. And then there were things I thought that were going to sell in the retail store, but let me take that out of it because we're just talking about selling online. But let's put it this way. I have a lot of inventory still that is not selling because I didn't follow the trends. And I'm going to say listen to the people, but I think what it is, there aren't as many of the Bolo brands and certain brands that sell in my stores where I am. So I was buying things that I thought would sell without looking up comps or anything. And I did that for a long time. Until I stopped doing that, my business was not a good business model. And it's nowhere near where it should be at all yet, but that's because of me. So what I started doing was watching other type business models, other type YouTubes, where I started watching all resellers of fashion and clothing. I slowly said, well, let me just watch some other things. Now, I'm one of those people, like I know a lot of you are totally into antiquing or antiques or vintage. I was never into any of that, nor did I ever think that 20 years was vintage. I knew nothing. So I would just watch fashion. Then I decided, you know what? I'm going to just watch something else. So I started, or you know what happened? I was watching YouTube videos and one goes into the next. I think this is what happened. And so I came across this person who sells mostly vintage and antiques. I don't know if those are even two different things. I just know vintage is over 20 years. I think antiques are much older. I know nothing about it, so please let me know. So I started watching this one person and really, really loved her. She is the nurse flipper, and loved watching and what she would sell. And then after her, I started watching some other people on and off. If I'd see a title, a thumbnail that got my interest, one would say, hers especially, would say 10 mugs that sell for over a certain amount, or 10 best antique mugs or vintage mugs to sell. And she did a whole series and researched all the different things. So my thing was, well, why shouldn't I watch this? Why wouldn't I watch this in case when I'm going and looking for clothing, I find one of these mugs? And every once in a while I would screenshot them. Do that if you think you're going to forget. Just not screenshot, but take a picture. But if you're watching it on your phone, screenshot it. So I started doing that. Then I don't even remember the person's name. I think it's Auction something. But I'd love to give him credit. He is one who will tell you, hey, if you see these thimbles in the store, buy them, they're worth this. And he also gives you prices that amounts of money that people make on different things, and makes you stop and think, hey, do I have that in my house? Because he says you may even have that in your house. And you think, and then you see it somewhere and you buy it and you'll make the money, and you know that. So now you have all these different things, if you can handle that. Some people have to stick to one thing. But now you have all these different things that while you're at the thrift store, anyway, whether you're shopping for yourself or for your business, you can look for these particular things. So I started doing that. Then I watched someone who deals in antiques and will tell you if something is antique or not. So I started watching that, which led me to start watching some antique jewelry YouTubes that will show you to look for the signature in the back, though the nurse flipper does that also. Look for the signature in the back and look for some other things if they're numbered. So I started doing that. And I was able, over the last couple of months, by learning more and more. See, for me, YouTube is my best friend. I say that all the time. And I appreciate everyone who does videos, because that's how I learn everything that I don't know, which is a lot. So, and I learn more and more how much I don't know by watching YouTube. And so I just keep on, I'm going to say, educating myself and learning and growing, like I do with personal development that has changed my life. And that's what's changing my business. So why wouldn't I do that? So what I literally do daily is watch a couple of YouTube videos while I'm doing other things. I may just be listening. I'll look if they say, this is what it looks like. I'll look up, but mostly listen while I'm on Poshmark, sharing things and doing all the things you have to do on there, listening things. I'll even have it on in the background while I am taking pictures. So I just learn and learn and learn. So, a little bit of advice, if you don't mind. If you want to see your business grow, whether it's all in fashion, whether it is all in home goods, antiques, vintage, whatever it is that you sell, you could be selling auto parts, it doesn't matter. Just keep learning. And don't just learn one specific subject or item. If you're someone who sells jeans, let's say, I'm just going to give some examples. Don't just study Levi's, learn which ones are worth more money, 501, 511, whatever. Learn that, but then say, okay, well, what other jeans, and watch other people who are giving you the top 10 jeans that sold this year or whatever. But then say, well, it's so good selling jeans for me, but not really. I'm putting more work into it than money I'm getting. Look into something else. Maybe there's something that you love. Maybe it's a hobby of yours. See, I love Christmas, so I had a great time watching the that's my TV. I had a great time watching the antique Christmas ornaments and the vintage Christmas, because I knew it was going to be out now, and they say it sells all year round. So I found a bunch of things. I even sold a few before Christmas and listed them 2 weeks before. So I'm very happy with that. And the jewelry that I learned how to look up, I found, I think it was called an estate Edwardian necklace, and it was a locket, which I will show on another video eventually, when I show what sold. And that was a big profit. So I'm very happy when I keep learning, because then you don't stay stagnant. It's like anything else in life. If you don't keep improving on yourself or on your business or your work life or your home life, it's going to stay stagnant. So you want to keep growing. So grow with your business, and your business will grow. That's my best advice for today. Grow with your business, and your business will grow. So just remember that before you go out thrifting, when you're packing your shipping orders, or when you're figuring out, where you're taking your pictures, what you're doing, think about, what video can I watch right now that's going to help me grow my business? Because until you start growing, learning, getting more knowledge, more wisdom, your business isn't going to grow. And I just learned that the hard way. And I miss personal development. I read all the books. I listen to all the CDs, MP3s, Audibles, and yet why didn't I think of that? I kept doing the same thing over and over again, which is insanity. So, grow, grow, grow. That is my wonderful advice for the day. No, that's my advice for today. You don't have to take it. It's just what works for me. It might not work for you, but I think it will. But it might not. But be open to learning new things. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want more content like this. Let me know what kind of content you do want. I love answering your questions. Ask any questions, comment below, even if it's just to say hi. And I will see you tomorrow, because you know what this is? I didn't say it. It is December Daily Thriftmas number 26. It's the day after Christmas. Oh, I got this. Is it up here? I don't think I could pick it up to show you, but I don't know if you can see this. My husband got me this adorable tink, and I'll show you on another show. But you have to hear my husband's rant in one of the videos that I made. So I have been doing this all December. take a look if you're interested, see if any of the titles interest you, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Any content that you're interested in seeing, let me know. I will either give you my knowledge as I learned and grew and learned it, or I'll research it and then you'll be helping me grow too. So let's help each other as a community.